Do you know what I like to do when I snag two rare cards? I like to look at some baseball cards. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to come across a couple of really rare cards from a really rare set, and I have them on the way. But it sparked my interest in sharing with you a certain category of baseball cards, and that is self-developing cards. Now, they tried these a few times, and what they are is they were like film where they would develop. So some of them you would spit on or put water on. I'm sure the kids spit on them back in the day, and they would develop. Some had a negative, and you would hold them up to the light, and they would develop into cards. Now, these cards tend to come in all different looks, right? Because some of them didn't develop quite as much as others. And so when you're buying these cards, that's something to take a look at. Sometimes the name might be a little faded and not quite clear. It hadn't fully developed, or the image might not have fully developed. And you'll see that with some of the cards that I'm going to show. So for me, the image is everything. Way more important than anything else on these self-developing cards. Now, I can't not confirm that these are real, but there was a recent find of a set from 1921 that a woman had. And so there's now a newer set of self-developing. And those would be the first ones ever, if they are real. And they're phenomenal images. The Babe Ruth's just exceptional in that. But I believe there's only one set out there. And so I don't know if there's any way to know if they're truly real or not. But that said, the first ones that were issued in a big way that I'm aware of after those is 1933 Tattoo Orbit. And these cards are super rare. All the cards have generally a single-digit pop. And they look like this. And this is the Kai Kyler. Blank backs. Here's the Pepper Martin. And a Frank Pitlack. So that's what those look like. Then in 1930, the Rayo Print, the MP and Company produced cards called Rayo Prints. And this is the envelope they came in. And this was the thing you used to develop them. This contraption here has a patent number listed on the bottom. And this was a multi-sport set. So here's the Babe Ruth. And the Lou Gehrig. I said multi-sport set. I meant to say multi-subject set. Here's Jack Dempsey, the boxer. And you can see these are faint. I do have some others with a different paper here. This is a different Babe Ruth, different color paper, and Lou Gehrig. And just to show you the difference in the paper color there. So this is Lindbergh, Charles Lindbergh. At this time, aviators were superstars in America. So they have two cards of him. One's a general card here. And this is Will Rogers. This is Mary Pickford. She was, I guess, an actress. And then there's a Herbert Hoover. So that's the complete set of the Rayo prints. Now, the two cards I picked up are from the super rare 1938 photo fun set. And these, I guess, came with a negative, and you would develop them with light. Here is the pack they came in. I've never seen a negative in the wild. I have seen them on Net 54, people showing them, but I've never seen one in the wild or for sale. And this is what they look like. Now, I have two really great ones coming. This is Dale Young. And most of the ones you will find do not have the frame. So I snagged this because it had the frame. So after you developed the card, you would put it in this frame. It was part of the kit. These are way easier to find without the frame. But when I say easier, they're all really hard to find. There's a few on eBay right now if anybody so desires. And they tend to be a little pricey, especially for, the look of them. Many collectors today, it's all about the looks. It's all about the condition. So you're not going to pay, most people aren't going to pay way up for cards that look like this over, great looking 1933 Gaudis or something like that. But those of us who are into the scarce card issues, these kinds of things get our juices flowing. These are all like single digit pops. Now, interestingly, in 1948, Topps' very first set was a multi-subject set of self-developing cards. And this was their very first baseball cards. So here's the Ty Cobb. That's what they look like on the back. Is that right side up? Yes. There's Babe Ruth. Lou Gehrig. Honus Wagner. Orlando, you can't bust my chops anymore. I got a Honus. Here's Tris Speaker. This is a beautiful George Sisler. I think the last big one I need for the set is Rogers Hornsby. Now they have a great Tinker and Evers here. Fantastic card. Here's Christy Mathewson. Cy Young. Walter Johnson. This was the first one I ever got years and years, decades ago. Years and years ago. This is Grover Alexander. Wouldn't mind upgrading this one. It's a little faint. And this is James Braddock. And he's the boxer and I'm really just focusing on the baseball mostly. But he's the boxer that was featured in the movie Cinderella Man, played by Russell Crowe. Good movie. So that's a little introduction. And, well, in 48, MP and Company also made this Babe Ruth. And this is an obscure set, and I don't know much about it, to be honest. Maybe I need to research that. Hey, that's what I have for you. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.